Every child with food anaphylaxis in this country will undergo a severe reaction at least once every 3 years. That's the minimum.
When we first found out that AJ had allergies, our lives completely changed. And AJ was about 1.5 years. My daughter was 3. And we drove in the car to the hospital, and I kept asking her what color his lips were. But at the time, I was just so afraid we weren't gonna get to the hospital in time.
These patients, they are usually at any normal day having a meal that was previously planned, and something suddenly goes wrong. These patients, they end up in the intensive care unit. This family is now stuck. When your child is gasping for air, is struggling to breathe, is changing colors before your eyes, that is something you simply cannot forget. That level of fear is real. And that level of fear limits the interactions a child has at school, their ability to go on field trips and not have to plan immensely or actually have the parent join them for that field trip. That is the life of living with the fear of food anaphylaxis. Food freedom, it's totally different. There is nothing like it.
When we first found out that AJ had life-threatening food allergies, there was nothing that we weren't gonna try. And every time it was the same. Here's an EpiPen and good luck. I've done a lot of research trying to find a solution for AJ. I met someone who had been working with Dr. Randawa. And when she told me what her family had experienced, I couldn't believe it. The most important thing to me was safety. Dr. Randawa had been doing his program for almost a decade when I had found him. So I knew that the longevity and that the studies and the long-term effects had already been found out.
The Southern California Food Allergy Institute is the only organization in the world to offer the tolerance induction program. What that means is that your child who was once completely anaphylactic to a food can now eat unlimited amounts of that food, wherever they want, whenever they want, without restriction. The Southern California Food Allergy Institute utilizes data like no other organization on earth. What we're able to do is look at this disease and gather hundreds and hundreds of blood-based markers from one patient and compile them with trillions of markers from thousands and thousands of other patients. And you can study the signals and utilize applied mathematics as well as artificial intelligence to actually dial in the right type of treatment for your child, starting from the beginning of the program where they're still in a state of food anaphylaxis risk to the end of the program when they're in full remission or they've reached food freedom.
Where with Dr. Randawa, it's food freedom. It's forever. His allergies will be finished when we're done with this program. And the best news is AJ can eat whatever he wants, whenever he wants, in whatever amount he wants.
These parents, when they come to me and say, "Doctor, your program not only changed my child, but it changed me, it changed my family, it changed our lives." There is absolutely nothing more important than that type of work.
Cheers.
This changes everything.
What did we have to pass before you could go to school? Do you remember?
Allergies.
Right, but which allergy? Do you remember which food we had to have before you could go to school?
Cow milk.
Right. And did you do cow milk?
Yeah.
And then what happened?
I went to school.
You got to go to school. Thanks to Dr. Randawa, when did you start school?
I got to go to school this year.
Yay!